Hey everyone, it's Dustin Phillips, and this is our second episode of Flowin with Phillips. I got a special guest today, Molla, who is our operations extraordinaire. He's the head of all AutoSep's operations. You like it?
I love it.
Are you excited?
Let's go.
Thanks for being my guest today. He is kind of the brainchild behind our AST ACUs, which is pretty great. Ricky has a lot of knowledge and has been in the flowback industry for quite a long time, as myself. Today, we're talking about automation.
Give me goosebumps.
What, yeah, buddy. What does it mean? What does it mean for the future of flowback? What are we doing? How are we doing it? Why are we doing it?
Definitely excited to be a part, and Dusty, I want to thank you as well for the invite. We've known each other now, I think, for almost 12, 13 years.
Absolutely.
Definitely excited finally being on the same team. So what does this mean for flowback in the industry, how it is? I've started when I was 20 years old. In the industry, I was the green hat. I've worked for a couple different companies. I worked for an operator, and now, I came over here to AutoSep. What it means to me is it's an easier way of living for the guys. They're not out there swinging a hammer, running all this pipe as what they traditionally would do.
So typically what you're saying is flowback has been a manual operation where our guys would have to go in, adjust things manually, and be in what we like to call the red zone.
Absolutely, and controlling the technology through PLCs and through computers. Dusty, me and you've sat in separators all day for weeks at a time, writing down the same data at once every 30 minutes, checking sight glasses, and now that we can do this all digitally through a computer, it really makes the guy's life a lot easier. It really makes when they come to work every day to enjoy it, have fun.
Our PLCs can take all the data points and analyze what is actually happening, why we're flowing back a well. This allows us to have accountability and repeatability and more accuracy than we've ever been able to have before in a flowback operation.
It's the high-tech data that we can provide. It's the logic inside of the PLC where, if there's any changes in flowing conditions, the system reacts on itself. It's been years and years and years of developing this, but getting it where it's at today, it's something I personally am very proud of. What I'm more excited about is what the future has. The fact that, guys are just coming in, going through the training, and they're just running with the equipment themselves. Yes. They're finding some things out, they're tuning the equipment as it should.
Having the guys that we are hiring right now, we gotta touch on that for a minute. We are going through and we are looking for the best hands. Our people are gonna be what matters. Our technology is amazing and it's awesome, but we gotta have the right people running the equipment and being the right fit for our team.
With the guys, I always accept their inputs. They're out there operating the equipment in the field every single day, and the system does work off of user input, so
absolutely.
They're out there, they can not just, talk to me and you about their ideas, what they have, but they can actually change it out in the field and, tune it themselves to make sure that it's running the way they want to run it.
The nice thing about that is it adds accountability, right?
Yeah.
So with us streaming all and logging all these data points, the operator's got to be accountable for their actions because it's all right there and captured.
And what I think is really cool about it too is we could be working all the way in, say, West Virginia, and we can control the system and see the system all the way here in Zealand. It's also impressive too, operators we're working for, they can go in and check the system as well.
It's fantastic. And it also allows us to have repeatability. I think repeatability is also a big point about automation. We have accurate, backed findings from all the data that we collect. Mm-hmm. So we're able to repeat certain situations on the fly as we encounter different issues and different flow patterns. We can dial down on those actions depending on what the wellbore is providing us, which is to an E&P company, that adds a lot of value.
Yeah, and it's almost like tuning a vehicle.
Absolutely, it's great. And every time we do it, we learn something new and we keep getting better and better. Another part is safety. We've really eliminated red zone exposure. We just did a study. We had some cameras from a third party we put in. We went from about 90% red zone exposure in a typical flowback. We took a good stab and thought it was going to be 10%, but after our study findings, we're almost below 5% red zone exposure now with AutoSep.
And what's just impressive about safety is, that's the number one goal for any service company and anyone, for an operator
100%.
As well as safety. Everyone wants to make sure that they go home the same way they're arriving. And since we've been a company since April, with our manpower, our staffing, it's a true testament saying that, hey, we're at 40,000 hours right now without
zero incidents,
and that's remarkable.
Yeah.
It proves to show you the level of experience and the guys we have, but also with the equipment. What we pride ourselves on is less footprint, less manual labor,
less exposure.
It all adds up.
Well, Ricky, I'm really glad that you had time today to come in and sit down and be on the second episode of Flowin with Phillips. I'm excited for our next one. If anybody wants to reach out or learn more about what we do, you can go to our website. It's AutoSepTech.com. We also have info@AutoSepTech.com. If you have any questions or comments, we'd love to hear them. If you have any suggestions for any upcoming episodes, we'd like to hear that too. Great to see everybody, and we're looking forward to the next one.
Thank you, and thank you guys. Appreciate it.